Good morning, guys. This is Paula, and I can't tell you how much I enjoyed looking at all your comments regarding the giveaway. A little tip I want to tell you is if you did not put giveaway in front of your whole text, I don't know how it's going to work with YouTube. So, something very important, you can only put one comment or YouTube will kick it out. So just leave one comment. I help YouTube delete them, and the rules say it can only be one entry. So sorry, ladies. And you just want to make sure you put the giveaway in front of it. Okay, I think we have covered business, but if you want to post for the giveaway of the Traveler's Notebook book, you will need to go to that video that says giveaway in caps, and you have to put your comment in that video. It can't be on any other video. All right. Thank you, guys. For those of you who have entered, it's been awesome. I have lost count of how many of you have. So, and welcome to any new subbies. And I appreciate that so much. So, I wanted to get started on this project. It seems like I get detours on wanting to do this one thing. Now, I've done this before. It's called Frankensitch, or Frankensitch is what I believe it is. And of course, I learned it from Gail way back when I first started. And I made several of them, but now I'm out of them. And so, for this particular kid, I want to make a couple things. But today, we're just going to make the card. I want to do the front of one of these sides. Let's see. Let's leave that one clear. I like that one. Let's cover this side. And I'm trying to stick with a particular color scheme. So this blue and brown. And here's some more yellow blue. And anything that has like a burnt umber, or which is why I've got this, or, a little black. But also, on the cover, there's a little bit of red flowers. So, don't want to go crazy with that, but we can add a little bit of black too. So, let's get started. I want to introduce this to those of you who have never done it. It is a lot of fun. Frankensitch is what it is. You can actually make papers, tags, anything. Just use your imagination. Like, I've never done a card, but I have done a tag. And when we're done getting everything down, then I'll show you what's next, where the stitching comes in. Now, we won't do the stitching right here, but you'll get to see what the results of the stitching are, just because we'll be lucky to get all the papers on here. All right, now you don't have to ink your papers yet. We will be doing some inking at some point, but not yet. So I just take and cut shapes. Now, on this particular one, I'm not trying to be overly fancy or anything like that. I just want it to be different size scraps. I mean, I might even leave that one that size. And I have a small blue. So, let's see what's in this book. I've had this book for some time, but I don't want to put any color in here. Like, for instance, this has the blue and the yellow and the black, but it has this gray. So I wouldn't want to use that. let's see what this one. Now this one is the blue polka dot. Let's use a little bit of it. Can you see okay? Okay, good. So I'm just going to take my scissors and do a shape that we haven't done, maybe. You never know till you get started, right? Okay, and let's see what else we've got. I marked a few in here so it wouldn't take so long. Like this one would be great, except that gray. You know, it's got that gray in there, and I just don't want to use that gray. Okay, I was just showing you those to kind of give you an example of what we're doing here. Okay, now I'm going to cut a strip about like that out of this yellow. And then you don't have to cut these on your trimmer. You're just going for the, you know, they have to be perfect kind of thing. Okay, now on this, I know we've already got a couple blues, but you know, I feel like doing odd numbers really is better. So I'm just going to cut the opposite way of what you would expect on this paper. Okay, now we need some, we've got brown. Oh, and I found this scrap of scallops. So I'm going to put that on there. And maybe, let's go through here just a little bit more, see what we got. Let me see. Well, we have a different yellow, and we only have one yellow going, so I say go for it, right? But let's don't do too much, because we don't want it to appear all yellow. I really want to find some more red. Now in here, there's all kinds of blues, and oh, I like that. See, it's kind of, it almost looks gray, but it really is more of a blue. Or if it doesn't look right, we'll do something with it. Now once we cut this out, you can use your scraps. And I did with the one I'm going to show you in a minute. I did use scraps. I really like that little pale yellow, but we need to get onto some different colors. Well, we only have two. Well, they have that blue. But I'm still going to cut a little bit of this out because I think it's interesting. Okay. There, that's all the blue. We've got 3 blues. This one is just sitting there. 3 blues, 4 blues. Okay, now we need to get some greens in there. 1 black. We're not going to do a lot of black. 2 browns, you know, because they're kind of, oh, here's another blue. We'll have to narrow the blues down. But only 2 yellows, so we could do another yellow. I did find one in here, remember? A minute ago we thought we liked, or I thought I liked, but I'm pulling you in on it. It was lighter, and I thought it might look better, not being so, yeah, it was this one. Let's go ahead and pull some of that in. Okay, there's another yellow. Now we got to get some red going. We don't have any red in this book. But here's some here. So we'll just cut a piece of that off. And we need a little bit of black. So let's just cut some of this. Now, because I'm cutting them doesn't mean we're going to use them necessarily. Okay, so that gives us 2 blacks, which I don't want to put a lot of black and brown because it's kind of bold. I really want some more red. So let me see what I got over here in this crazy stack of papers. Oh, that one looks more maroon. believe it or not, when you start digging in your scraps, I, until recently, had not, I'm going to do this little piece on the end because it has a little bit of white in it. I had not been really keeping my scraps, and Gail convinced me. I mean, by watching her videos, I was like, oh my goodness, I have threw so many of those away. For instance, the punch, you know, punch out of shape, and you keep the negative space. So, yeah. So let's start and see if we have enough to do what we want to do. Let's move all this over here, maybe off to the side. And we will probably put a little bit of lace or ribbon or something on here. Mostly I think it's going to be a little piece of lace. Okay, I'm going to bring it in more center. And we're going to do this side. Okay, so this is the deal. You just decide where you want whatever. Okay. Now, my deal is I like it to be on, you know, because we cut it with scissors. I like it to be, if it's in a corner, to fit like it came out of a corner. Do not put your glue around the edges, just in the center, because it'll gum up your needle. Then you just put it down and make sure you don't show any of the white space around the outside. That's why I'm starting on the outside. Now, I'll tell you what I do. I cut it all out, and I lay it down as I'm going, and then I go back and glue it down. You can easily get confused by doing that, but I do. That's what I do. Okay, so I'm not going to make this super difficult because I did on the other one. It's a lot of work. Now, if you can just put a strip of glue down the middle just to keep it held in place. I probably put too much on this brown, so I just wanted to give you that heads up. Hope you guys are having a good day. I've been so busy. I've been kind of meeting myself coming and going, and as soon as I'm done with this video, I got to run some important errands. And I think we'll put this black part way down this. Because once you get rid of needing your sides to be straight, then you can do a lot of different things. It does take some time to decide on these papers. If you're a newbie, it will seem more difficult, but just loosen up and just go for it. The main thing is that if you don't have straight edges for your page or whatever you're working on, all you have to do at that point is go for trimming it at the end, so you know you don't have to worry about it. But I've just been, you want to overlap different ways. For instance, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to put this under here, and I'm going to bring this one down. So you can see where stitching around every single piece like it's separate does make a difference. Okay, I've got this funky little red right here, and the reason I put it in here was just because it has a couple different reds, and I just liked it. It's easier to hold it up to get it straight, Paula. I should know that by now. Now see, you can see there's a little space right here. That's okay. You know, we'll just ink around here later. I'm going to put that one right there. I do like that you don't have to use a lot of glue to glue this down. You could use a glue stick or whatever you want. But, listen, the one I had that I worked on last night, and I'll show it to you when we're done so you know what you need to do next. It was crazy. It had so many different little angles. I was like, oh, seriously, Paula. Okay. I even did the, let's put this one up here in the center. I even did around the scallop. I did put some of that scallop on the other side. I'm trying to not copy it, but I'm trying to put in enough of it that it's, I'm going to kind of make a different shape. Let's see, maybe I didn't want to do that. You know, sometimes you do it and then you're like, ugh, I don't like that. So let's put it right here. And we'll slide it under the red. I want that red to kind of stand out because everything else is pretty drab. But I love these colors together. And I'm using, like I said earlier, I'm doing the colors from the front of the cover. Well, it's actually on the front and the back. Okay. Thinking. What? I think we need some more blue. Let's put this bright blue up here. I think we should cut this one a little bit. And maybe even get it straight. I am a person that does not do well just cutting with scissors. I cannot cut straight. I think I can fussy cut well, you know, because I've learned how to hold the scissors and all that. But man, when it comes to trying to cut a straight line, it's like, ooh, it's like all over the place. There we go. Okay, let's see what else we've got. I think we need some more red. So let's put this red on. It's not a big piece, but I really put too much glue right there. Sometimes it's easy to forget that, you know, you don't want that glue. Let me see. I think I'm going to just... Normally I don't line them up like that, and really it's not, but I'll probably stitch them together because it's so close. Yeah. It's going well so far. Now, we probably need another piece of brown. I kind of like to really separate the browns so they're not, hey, we're the brown and we're the strong ones. I just don't like, I'm looking here to see what direction I want this. I just don't like them close to each other because they kind of take over, you know. Let me see if I can get this under here. Okay. All right. Now, what do we want? I'm thinking we need a little square in here that doesn't meet any of the colors around there. Let me see what I've got on the table here. I didn't have a lot of great choices in paper in my scraps. You know, so many get thrown away and so many get, you know, it's crazy. Thought I had a little yellow with little tiny plus signs. I know, yeah, 'cause see it's a little bit bolder. I know this is going to have to be the last yellow. So I'm going to do just a thin strip. Okay. Now let's see if we want to run it the whole way or just part of the way. I think we need to try to go under this blue because it kind of, you know, would look better. If we can get it up beside the, now see this part right here is going to be a lot of sewing. And that's all right. That's what the point is. And you want to really make sure your stitches are nice, because mine weren't so much because of the paper I used, I think. I just used some paper out of an old, like 1930s, like a notepad, and I just kind of have kept it in there to use someday, and I never have really had anything to do with it, so I just grabbed it out. And so when I stitched on it, it's that kind of paper that wants to, trying to look for my eraser. Guess I didn't get it out yet. It's the kind of paper that wants to tell you what's going on, because he's not going to, now I guess I just put glue on one end. Let's do it like this. But because there's not any on this end. Or I just slid it off and didn't realize it. Trying to not get glue everywhere. 'Cause I don't want to gum up my machine. I haven't had it that long. I kind of like it to last a little while. Okay, I think what we'll do over here, no, maybe down here, is, I'm thinking, so I thought we would, let's do, well, this isn't tall enough, so we have to do it like this. And see, I don't want to cover up this little part right here, so I'm just going to take a piece and just barely cut it. And we'll see if we want it to go over that far. Just barely cover your yellow. And I'm going to cover a little bit of this. So now we have 3 or 4 reds, but that's okay. One of them has that kind of off-white background. You know what's going to happen. We're going to have to figure out where to put, what color to put somewhere else. Okay, let's do that. There we go. It's so quiet in my house today, you know, when it's just me and I don't have the radio or TV. You can hear a pin drop in here. I'm not kidding you. But at the same time, it feels good. You know, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I kind of like having the surreal feeling sometimes. Okay, so over here, we're going to add a piece of this gray. Not gray. It is gray. Oh my goodness. Can't use that, guys. So, I think we'll do this one. I kind of like that. Let's just cut that baby off and stick it right there. Okay. Because I felt like this was too straight. You know, you can get it too straight. And I know there's things that you can do to make it look. Because I know, like, when Gail was doing... Don't look at my hair. I have an ugly headband on. Because it kept getting in my face. And I was, like, getting frustrated with it. I think we might use the other side here. That's a green. Because there is green in the book. I didn't have... Green is one of those colors I don't have a lot of scraps. So you kind of just have to do what you got to do. Okay. Sometime today, I'm binding the book. And so, we should be able to, after I get the pages in, we should be able to get moving along here. Okay, I think we need something else with this dark color. Be careful. I mean, you turn around and your piece is in another direction. Maybe some more green since we've added that. Let me see what I got over here. I have some kind of a blue polka dot. Ugh, kind of stands out. We already have a polka dot. What about this? See, I think this is too bright. And it's polka dot. Let me look at this floral and see if anything on here would work. Nope, it's too dark. And see, I think that's too dark too. Oh, I found a piece. I love this piece actually. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of straighten up my lines, which really didn't look like it did, but I want to cover a little bit of this red because I'm not crazy about the print, but I want to get it out of there. Ooh, that's pretty cool. The problem is, I don't know if it will get me all the way to the edge. Yeah. But it sure does look big, doesn't it? How about we do this? That's what we'll do. So I was talking earlier about, you know, it looks better to the eye if you do odd numbers, and when you do something like this, or when you do like a scrapbook page, or they say that it's better to, you know, like when you do a scrapbook page, you would do like a triangle. When you do threes, you want the eye to go around the page. It's the same concept with everything, really. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find some more of that green, because I kind of like it. I know I have some in here somewhere. I just got to remember which. I think it was a red paper. No, that one has blue on the background, like this. We've got 3 blues, we got 3 yellows, 4 reds. So we can't add another red because this would be too close to that. That's why I'm thinking that same green would be good if I have any more. But it's not looking like I do, which is frustrating. I know I had some more in here. Maybe this is it. No, this is the one with the blue. Well, maybe we'll add a little bit more black down here, just a little bit. The thing is, we don't need a giant piece, and that's good because I think I'm just going to bud that up there. Yeah, like that. Oh, we're getting closer, ladies. And if there's any men out there, we're getting close. Whoops. There we go. Of course, you want to slide. All right, now, you want this to be dry, but before we go any further, I'm thinking I want to put some of the scallop on. I know the last time I did it, I put it kind of to the end of our top or side or whatever, you know. And I tried not to cover the whole thing. So I just did kind of a section. I think that will be good right there. Now, you do have to know that you have to sew. If you do like a scallop, you can freehand these scallops. And if you can make them bigger or smaller. But when you do that, you are going to have to sew around this. So, from my experience with my example, I would wait and put this down once all this is stitched, because it kept causing me to have weird stitches in between, and we don't want to do that. You know, it's just crazy. So I'm going to put this paper in our little stack of scraps over here out of the way, and I'm also going to show you one more thing, if I can find it. Where'd you go, Lace? Okay, I'm kind of using these little flowers. I got these in a vintage shop. Of course, they think they're like gold. Sorry. Hope I haven't been doing that. If I have, I'll apologize. They're just little tiny circle flowers. You know, and I thought, well, and this is another thing you want to glue on once you're, you know, see, I probably would glue here. You can decide if you want it to cover the whole thing or just a little bit. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, why not just cover up to here? No, I don't know. I could always cut it a couple extra, and then if I can decide after it's done, because it does change as you're going along. And when I'm done and I've glued, the lace has to be glued on. When I'm done doing that, then I will ink this lace. But you don't want your lace to be wavy. You want it to be nice and straight. So we're going to save this black scallop over to the side, and so the next thing I would do is take this to the machine, and I plan on stitching around the whole thing, okay, after I stitch all the inside. And this won't get glued on. It's going to go with the scallop for now. Now, you could go in here and do some torn paper and put it different places. But that's really better to me for for collaging. When you're going to sew around every piece of that you're going to sew here, and then you're going to divvy in, and you'll sew here, and then you'll stop. Pick up over here, sew around it all the way down. And then you decide. You have to take your needle out of your machine a lot. You want to make your zigzag a little smaller than, you know, what you'd use on paper maybe. Now, I'm not going to sew this right now, but I'll show it to you during the flip through. The reason why is it takes quite a while. I want to say 45 minutes or something crazy like that. But I'm going to show you the tag I made yesterday. And I'm going to bring it up where you can see it. Now, this is called Frankensitch. See all these different stitches? And you can see what I'm talking about over here with the scallops. See those little spaces? That's why you want to glue it on after everything else is sewn. But you can also see that I stitched in every little scallop. Oh, and I added one of these little flowers, which I'll probably do. It's an old vintage doily that I cut up into a million pieces, and it had tons of these flowers on it. So I went ahead and took this gold that I put a grommet in, and then I took this color that's going to be on the front of the book and made a topper out of it. Stapled it with my tiny attacher, and then I added another piece of paper on the back. Okay, when you're all done, everything, you ink it around the front and the back. Make sure you cover the ugly back where you've got all the stitches, if you want. And so I inked around the hoe outside. When my flowers dried, I inked those, but I also put some ink on everything a little bit. You know, I just kind of hit it here and there because it was too, you know, the reason you don't ink around the outside is because you're stitching around the outside. So, don't forget to go find the giveaway video for 1,000 subscribers, which this morning was 1,026 or 27. I don't remember exactly, but it's crazy how things can change just by one little thing you're doing. Okay, so remember to put giveaway at the front. Only comment once because it will be discarded if you don't. And because we have to go through them really well. And I'd like to see all of you win, but I know it can only be one, unfortunately. But we'll probably do this again. And it may be before the holidays or something. We'll just see. We'll decide on a goal as we see how fast the goal's going. Whether it be another 600, another 1,000. So, you guys have a great day. Please give me a thumbs up. It tells YouTube how well I'm doing. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe and go over there and do the giveaway. And you have to leave a comment saying you want to be entered into the giveaway. So, all right. I will be revealing on January the 16th in the evening, probably around 9 or 10 Central Standard Time. And that's because I have to have my husband help me figure it out. It's the first time I've done it. He's already looked at it. He's Mr. Engineer, Mr. Technology kind of stuff. So he's my sidekick. He's going to retire in a year, and we're going to do this together and do it just for fun. So he's pretty much a computer whiz. If I didn't have him, I'd be in trouble. I'd have to actually figure it out. So, all right, guys. See you on the next video, which hopefully will be tomorrow. If I have a chance to do again another one today, I will. But I really think I need to get the book bound today and then get this stitching done on our card. But look at the difference in how it looks. See? See how it starts and then see how it finishes? I just think that's interesting. All right, guys. See you later and have a wonderful day. Bye.